Hello and good afternoon and welcome to Fancy Football on our live coverage of the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. With me on the show today, I have Nonso Alinzechi. Nonso, good afternoon and welcome to Fancy Football once more. But not
Good.
talking about AFCON again, but we're now looking at the UEFA Champions League round of 16. Good afternoon.
Absolutely.
How are you, Nonso?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much for having me. Life must go on after the AFCON. There are lots of football to be played, and I love football. There's
Yeah, it
never
must go on.
there's never a dull moment. There's always a competition after a competition, and after a competition there is a competition. So, attention will switch to the Champions League, the League of Champions, and hopefully the Champions League would not disappoint like always and give us a spectacle to not only to behold but as well to talk about for years and decades to come. So, thanks for being here again. It's our show. Let's give them what they want.
It's our show, it's our channel, it's the fans fest or football fans fest channel or football fans fest channel as we know it. We want to look at the UEFA Champions League. A lot of fantastic fixtures in this first week of the round of 16. Because of the rebranding of the Champions League, we now have 2 weeks of the round of 16 compared to what we had before, where you have every team come to play the round of 16 on the same day. I think it's fantastic for the UEFA Champions League. Quickly, let's look at the fixtures for the day. If you look at the fixtures for the day, you have FC Copenhagen, who beat Manchester United, or who humbled Manchester United out of the Champions League versus Manchester City. You have RB Leipzig of Germany versus Real Madrid, uh, the current league leaders of the La Liga. PSG, who has been the perennial champions of this French Ligue 1, will square up against Spanish side Real Sociedad. Lazio versus Bayern Munich. We all know what happened to Bayern Munich over the weekend. They were humbled by their rivals, league rivals, Bayern Leverkusen. Um, Looking at these fixtures, we'll take them one by one as we all go. Looking at these fixtures, they are really good, fantastic fixtures. But when you look at Manchester City versus Real Sociedad, you tell yourself that that's no brainer. But anything can still happen. Yeah. City are expected to win that match. Well, at the end of the day, on both legs, they are expected to win that one. But something can still happen in Denmark, in Copenhagen, at the end of the day. You look at RB Leipzig versus Real Madrid, and you look at Real Madrid, they are firing from all cylinders. If you look at them, even without their main men at the back line, I wonder how Carlo Ancelotti, though he's the king of Catenaccio, we know his antecedents from Italy, but
Yeah.
we know that he can really organize the defense very well. You look at PSG versus Real Sociedad, you say that it's also a no-brainer because PSG will be too strong, but anything can still happen. You go to Italy and you look at the match between Lazio and Bayern Munich, and you say Bayern Munich, even despite they are struggling, they are not that struggling. They are struggling against the team at the top, not just in the league. They are struggling against the team at the top, and you tell yourself that what is really happening? That why are they struggling against the team at the top? But that is always happened. Last season they got lucky, they won the league. But this season another team is coming now to challenge them because Dortmund has been there all the time and they've not really break that jinx, that 10 years jinx. I think this time around Bayern Leverkusen will do that because they are firing from all cylinders. I don't see any team stopping them, and they're the only team in Europe, in continental Europe, that are still unbeaten. So it's going to be difficult for them to be stopped in the German league, except something else happened. But with that team, even with their talisman being injured, Victor Boniface, the team has always find a way to to come out with a point or two or 3 points in all in their league matches. So what's your take, the sport bishop?
Let's start with the Copenhagen Manchester City game. To be sincere with you, Copenhagen are heading into this game as one of the not only the underdogs, but one of the favorite team.
Yeah.
Why do I say so? I know you would say that Copenhagen defeated them. It came out of a group that had Manchester United and Galatasaray, and you would have expected them to at least not even if they would do well, get to Europa League. But I think they punched far above their weight and got a Champions League berth alongside Bayern Munich. I could see the fact that they faced Bayern Munich toe to toe, especially in Copenhagen, and gave them a fight. Though they lost both legs, but you see they were ready to fight. But why I feel they are coming here as underdog is for the fact that they haven't kicked a ball in 2 months. No thanks to their winter break, their weather in there in Denmark. For 2 months, no football game has gone. So the players will be match rusty. They will be I don't think they'll be match fit. And to start your restart your season with a game against a Man City side that is high flying. Scoring goes with reckless abandon. And Haaland is back on the goals. He was out injured. He came back and he scored twice at the weekend. And one man who didn't even play up to 30 minutes was named the man of the match. KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. And with the history of Pep Guardiola and this Manchester City team, this is the worst time to play Man City at the turn of the new year. At the turn of the new year. The coach building the team under this man we see on your screen, talking about Kevin De Bruyne. The boy has not only can he play as a deep line playmaker, he can play advanced, he can score goals, he can make assists. And his bromance with Erling Haaland in recent times has shown that those boys they have a telepathic understanding that can stun teams and turn teams into and tear teams into shreds. Push them aside. They still got some other players in the team like Julian Alvarez. You've got players like Bernardo Silva. Not forgetting the English magician, if you Foden. Players who, when the Chiefs are down, they can stand up tall. Foden scored a hat-trick last time they played Everton away from home. So they have a complete team, and then their back line is so solid that the coach is playing a left back, a right center back is a left back in Glasgow, Davido. So the quality is sickening. It's whose quality? From the right back, you have Kyle Walker, you have Ricky Lewis, if the coach want to go with him. Left back, you have Gavido, you have this left back who at some point played for Chelsea, and Nathan Ake, you have Luis Diaz, you have John Stones, and sometimes even play John Stones from the midfield. So, and they play some fluid kind of football. And the good thing about if it was Arsenal, would have said, okay, maybe they would have been afraid, because Arsenal hate playing teams with a very low block. They hate teams who defend and ask and give them the take the ball and break us down. I thought I seem to struggle against teams like that. But once they enjoy it, what they do is they caress the ball. They are patient. They wear you out, and when they start scoring, boy, oh boy, it's like you have to get a truck to pack as much as you can, because the goals will not stop scoring, will not stop going in until the game is over. Don't forget, Guardiola is a manager who loves to damage teams. It doesn't care. It seems like as Wenger loves the word respect. He said when we scored the third goal, we had to respect the position and pass the ball. We won 3 goals to 0. Not Guardiola. Yeah. If he can score 7, 8, 9, 10, the man will let his team go. He wants to nail the coffin and then bury the coffin and then pour sand on the coffin. And if you allow him, he can even laminate the burial site so that there will be no way back for you to step up. That's the Guardiola we know. So I feel, I look at this Copenhagen team, they are quite young. I look at the group stage, these young players who are trying to make a name for themselves. There is no, in quote, any big name that has been in Europe played at this level before. So also that is an advantage in the sense and a disadvantage in the sense that for Copenhagen, it's an advantage because they are unknown. You don't know them, you don't know what to prepare for. The advantage is that the experience of this master team, if they come to the party, they can blow this team away. So, coupled with the fact, like I said, they've been on holiday due to the winter, their weather. They can't play football in the Scandinavia by this time of the year. They're just coming back. So, I'll wait to see how this one pan out. We all know Master have every right to get victory in this one. But don't forget, it's a 2-legged game. Copenhagen could take advantage of the home advantage, and then cause an upset here and there. But you would expect Man City to go over there and get their pound of flesh, and then maybe set the record straight. Yeah, yes, you beat a team from Manchester, but the team you beat from Manchester isn't the real Manchester. We used to be the noisy neighbors. They are now the noisy neighbors. We are the real deal.
Don't say that. They are still the most successful club in England. You can't take it away from them, and that's why you talk about them.
there's
You
always
can't.
going to be history. Football is all about history. Football is going
It's just like City has not made history yet. City has not made history yet. They are still formulating their
what
history
do
up
they
to
need
now.
to do? A team that won the
Um,
quadruple. What do Man
no,
City need to do?
and they
They
are not
won
the
the
first team that have
quadruple.
won
They
the
won
quadruple.
the
Hold
Champions
on,
League.
they are not the first team that have won the
They're the first team to have
quadruple.
won. They're the first team to have won the domestic quadruple. They are the first to
No,
win
they are not.
they won the league, the FA Cup,
They won the league,
the
but
the
they
um,
didn't win. They didn't win the cup.
the
They didn't
no,
win
they
the
didn't
cup
win the
last season.
Champions League. They won the Carabao. Yes, they won. I said last
No,
season they won the
they didn't win.
treble. I'm talking about them. We did the
Yeah,
domestic. Last season they
they
won the
did.
treble. They won 3
Yes,
trophies except the Carabao Cup, which Man
yes,
United won. The season before they won the treble without the Champions League. These guys have totally dominated English football. It's not looking like a mess.
the
Well, like
treble without the
even the
champion.
bookmakers will tell you that
The
that the Man
treble
City
without the
will win.
Champions League. The treble without the Champions League is not a treble. Point of correction, please.
Brother, travel is
But let's
trouble.
move. No, it's not. It's not.
Travel,
It's not a
when you
treble,
play
please.
when you play in the
The
country,
treble
and all
without
the cup in that country,
no.
you win it. Everybody get.
The
All the
treble.
people in that country that
I
are
just feel.
passengers.
I just
All
feel
the
it's their time
people.
to dominate, just like the way the United of old dominated as well. So it is their time to dominate, and their
Exactly what
time will
I'm
also
saying.
come to pass.
Football is about
Yeah,
history. Football is
their
about
time was.
history. Man United, they've been good now before.
They
Man
are
City
still
is
making
good
history.
now. Their time will come
They should.
later. So to me,
If City wants to make history,
absolutely,
they should. They
absolutely.
have to come. They have to come at par with the likes of Liverpool, even Arsenal as well. There's no. I think they can be at par because they've
But
won the
it's
Champions League. Yeah, so
it's
I
a.
think they are
Do you
they
know
are
these
they
guys
are
have
they
more
are more
Premier
than.
League than Arsenal? Do the Premier League than
Yeah.
us. They will come good. See, history
So
cannot be made in a day. History is
no,
a
it cannot be
long-term
made
team.
in it,
Man
but
City look like a team that will dominate English
you should
football.
know that in this era
Exactly.
that we are in, teams will come to dominate, and teams will fall apart, and teams will always come to dominate. That's just it. So I think for City is their time, and
We agree. Man City
mm,
was. We agree. Exactly. Let us give it to them. It is their time.
uh,
They will make
it's their
history.
time.
By the time this become very bad, they would have made enough history to become one of the biggest team in England.
They
I
can
believe so. The money is there. The structure is there. You've got to live today.
the history
There
they
is
will
plan.
make will take a long. Guardiola will not be there for forever. So he can't be there for 10 years. He can't even be there for
It
the
doesn't
next
have
5
to be
years. You
there.
don't even know.
He cannot.
So and
Wait,
you all know.
even if he
You all
leaves,
know.
today, I think the top down to continue. It's not a
No,
Guardiola, it's a Man City. They've had managers who have come before Guardiola, but have done
It's a
it.
Guardiola factor. I think we should set this thing straight. It's a Guardiola factor for City. Somebody else will come in there and will be under pressure. And let's tell ourselves the truth. It's a Guardiola. He is smart. He's a smart manager. He knows what he wants, and that's why he moves. We keep seeing him moving from one big team to another big team. We've not seen him really. For me, I think we've not really seen him really, and it's modern day football. It is the trajectory for modern day football. You see modern day managers
Exactly.
looking for where the
What you're trying to
money
do.
is,
Should they manage
looking
Sunderland?
for where the money yes,
Should
looking
they
for where
manage
the money
Sunderland?
is, and that is why if you look at his antecedents as a manager, he came in from the La Masia Academy, and
Barcelona.
he went into
Yeah.
he went into the Barcelona B side from the Barcelona B side after the failure of Frank Rijkaard to qualify them for the Champions League final in 2008 against Manchester United. They brought him back. I think he has done a wonderful job. He went to the Bayern Munich also. He did a wonderful. Then he came to City, rich big Manchester City.
Yeah.
With money, we don't really know where those money is coming from. And we'll find out at the end of the season where those money will be coming from, or in the future where those money are being spent. Whether the Premier League will take significant action against them the way they did against Everton, or the Premier League will frown against it. We'll look at all those things going forward. But him and the CEO of Manchester City have done a wonderful job. Not just a wonderful job in terms of what happens on the pitch, but also off the pitch as well, around Manchester as well. But I just feel that they still have a long way to go, a very long way to go to catch up with the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United when it comes to rich history of football. And that's why you still see them, even despite their success on and off the pitch. In terms of fan base, they are still behind the United, the Liverpool, and even the Arsenals as well. But it is all about that momentum, and the momentum will keep on taking them. They will keep on growing that fan base. going forward. So I think kudos to them. They've been a wonderful run team. I think they are a typical example of a modern day well-run football team, and that's good for them. Okay, let's go quickly.
Exactly.
Let's
But
look
I
at
said the history will come. It's one step at a time. One step at a time.
yes, as they build those history, the other clubs will
But
also build their history going forward as well. Okay, let's go quickly to Real Madrid versus RB Leipzig. Um, if you look at this Real Madrid Real side, we all know something people don't really know, and you see them. You look at the way they demolish the so-called underdog, the so-called surprise package of the
Girona,
season. Girona. Look at the way they demolished
Girona,
Girona. Yeah, Girona
yeah,
didn't really come to the party over the weekend. The likes of Jude Bellingham firing from all cylinders, 2 goals in that match. And I think when was the last time you saw a midfielder scoring goals with reckless abundance like this? It's been long, and he's still his top scorer in La Liga. I just can't imagine. I think the team has given him that
yeah.
free hand to operate in all areas of the pitch. Kudos to Carlo Ancelotti for ensuring that his top signing of the 2023-2024 season has come good. I think Carlo Ancelotti did a brilliant job for with Jude Bellingham. But trying to say to Real Madrid, I don't think he's in doubt in this match. He limped off with an injury against against Girona in their last match. But even with regards to that, they still have players that can hurt you. And many of us also seem to forget that the likes of Alaba, the likes of the German defender Rudiger, Nacho, and I think one of the left back as well. These players are injured. I wonder how, like I said at the beginning of the show, that the king of Catenaccio himself. I wonder how he has managed this
Era
defense.
Militao,
Yes, Eder Militao, a big lad for that
Nacho.
matter, who has impressed over the season. I don't know how Carlo Ancelotti has managed this defense. I don't just know how, but if anyone can do it, he can do it because he knows the team, he knows the weakness of the team. Even against rivals Barcelona, against Atletico Madrid, without a very noticeable defense, he has been able to manage it. Tell us how he has done it and tell us much more about the preview of this match.
Like you did say, Jude Bellingham is a big miss. He will be missed. Here, he's out officially of this game. He twisted his ankle in the game against Girona. But what a player that guy has become. 29 games for Real Madrid, 21 goals, 9 assists. The boy seems to be the real deal. I think this guy comes once in a blue moon for the English team. I don't think any English player can come. Any player has got this number before. I think it comes once in a year. This comes once in every 100 years for England. They have this one exceptional player. Then it was McManaman when he played for Madrid from Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think right now it is Jude Bellingham. The boy has come good and have come strong as well. He's the real deal. But let me not play spoiler and play bad news. Like the prophet I am always. I think this goal scoring run will stop when they get an out-and-out striker. They play just behind the two wingers. What about Rodrigo? And of course, that man Vinicius Junior. So what it means is that the wingers would chop. They would get to the wings. Chop the space in, like we say, local palace. Drive the players away and create space for him to run in from behind and get those goals. Most all his goals are running in from behind. His movement from behind the two wingers and the delivery from Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo are the goal scorer. So when they get an out-and-out striker, where the guy becomes a pivotal man at astronomical 21 goals for a midfielder who's not even attacking midfielder, just because he's played that role, is a central midfielder. I wonder how many goals he had scored when he was at Dortmund. It wasn't his biggest strength, scoring goals, or even making assists. His biggest strength was his work rate and the fact that he can pass the ball. But I think it's due to the position that Carlo Ancelotti has placed him, and the boy is enjoying every bit of it. In short, if you ask Bellingham now, he will be praying that they don't get a striker because he's loving playing that role. That ghost striker, that first nine in between the wingers. He's having so much fun playing the role, and it shows that the boy can finish. But fortunately for Madrid fans, they will have to begin to think of life without Jude Bellingham, especially in this game against RB Leipzig, because it's officially confirmed that he'll be missing. Like you did say, the 4 recognized central midfielders, the central defenders for Madrid are also missing. The likes of Nacho, Rudiger, Eder Militao, and of course Alaba. Alaba and Militao are longer absentees. But Rudiger has a knock. Nacho also got a knock. And for the past 2 games, it has been Captain Kamaya, and Tchouaméni, who are played as 5 and 6. It was funny watching them play the last game against Girona. But with sincerity, they held their own. I don't know what Ancelotti has done to those guys. They looked solid behind, They looked they didn't even look like they were played out of position. Especially Kamaya. He looked like he was fighting for every ball. He reminded me of the switch for Sergio Ramos to play centre back. That was what it was like. He wasn't the most articulate of centre back, but he was a brute. He was going at every challenge. At some point, we thought he got injured because the way he charged at opponents. So exactly. So for me, it is a team like Openda. They have these players who have been in Champions League for some time now, like Openda, Simon, the guy who plays for the Netherlands.
Yeah.
In the midfield, they've got their tall striker always ever presence. If they can use the physicality of that tall striker and try to exploit the centre back partnership, that is where I believe right now will be licking their lips, and saying there's something in there for them, and also the fact that because of Tchouaméni has been moved to centre back, the midfield combination of Modric and Cruz cannot cover as Camavinga, but he did with the last game. Maybe because of Tchouaméni at the back line, he went ahead to play with Camavinga at central midfield to give them extra, with extra speed in the midfield. But that's a place the coach of RB Leipzig will be shaking his head and saying, "Oh, we can't exploit." Coming to the game, RB Leipzig are not in good form. I think they drew their last game in the Bundesliga. Surprising draw. A game everybody expected them to win in that encounter. So it is what it is for me. So for me, the biggest blow for Madrid is the lack of Jude Bellingham. And like I said, this RB Leipzig team are a very good team when they play at home at the Red Bull Arena.
Yeah.
They tend to suffocate team. Man City were not spared last season. Man City had to go back home and do their job at the Etihad Stadium. So it's something Madrid will be thinking. All Madrid will be thinking is, hopefully, even if they exploit it, hopefully they don't exploit it too much that they cannot come back to the Santiago Bernabeu and then recover. Hopefully cannot exploit it too much that they can't go back to their home crowd and right they do. Even that they can win, it is doable. It is something they can achieve if only if the power pressure on Kamaya and Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni is not a centre back. If you push him to the wall, he can lose his footing. It's not his best of defending. Is not his best of attribute. He wants to play. He's a ball playing defensive midfielder. He wants to play. He wants to make things happen. Sometimes he scores lots of goals as well. So I want to see whether he'll be disciplined enough to stay back by Chos Ancelotti. For him to play him as a centre back, he must have drilled the boy to the point that the boy begin to see himself as a centre back. Because like you said, when it comes to defensive structure, you can count on Ancelotti to create, making players defensively solid and wait and see. But if I'm RB Leipzig coach, I'll be saying, oh, there's something in there. Let's see whether we can go physical on the centre back and get something from the game.
Okay, let's see whether they can go physical on the central back. I just think that Real Madrid is much more experienced because they have the likes of Cruz, they have the likes of Modric in that team. They have players that have been there and they've done it, and they have 2 dangerous wingers that can take you on. We know them. And the name of Rodrigo, the 2 Brazilians, the name of Rodrigo, and the ever talking Vinicius Junior, always talking, always complaining, but he knows his football very well. So these 2 guys, even with the absence of Jude Bellingham, can hurt you if they have, and they also in their bench is very, very strong. They have Brahim Diaz also, who was on loan. They have also low up front. They have this guy, this young lad they signed from was it from Fenerbahce or Galatasaray? That played over the weekend and won the penalty. Yes, it was a Goulart. Yes. So they have these players that can come in Yes, they have these players, and the midfield also they still have a lot of players like I think this guy that played on loan for Arsenal for a season, was it a season or two? These guys can really they have a team that can hurt you and a team that will not give up. So,
That is
but it's
Ceballos.
still advantage to that is a bias,
That
right?
is
So it's still
Ceballos. Yeah.
advantage to to RB Leipzig in the back, but in the front, yes, the Madrid have the firing power to hurt them. So let's see what will
There's a
happen
reason
at the end of the day in this.
why they are called. There's a reason why they are called the Los Blancos. Attacking has never been their problem.
There's a
Like I said,
reason.
the only way the coach will believe.
Yeah,
See, I think Madrid will score goals. My problem is they may also ship in goals and we buy because of that partnership. It looks alien to me. I'm still trying to drop my head around that alien. Caballero and
yeah,
Chouameni,
but you see,
the right back and the defensive
like I
midfielder.
said, you still have the king of you still have the king of Cantinaccio as the coach of Real Madrid, so he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. So let's leave that for him when it comes to defense. Okay, kindly subscribe to Fancy Football if you are watching, or if you will watch this video. Please never hesitate to like, share, comment on our videos. Also, hit the notification bell whenever we go live. You receive the notification that we are live and you can watch our videos. If you have any comments to make on how our productions are to improve our productions, please kindly inform us on the comment section, and we will improve our production. Quickly, let's go into the match between um, PSG and Real Sociedad. We know something about PSG. When I use the word we know that they have players that can play. They have the likes of they have this guy that went into the World Cup at a very young age, took the world by storm in 2018 in Russia. Went into the other World Cup in the final. I think no player has scored a hat trick in the final of the biggest stage of football, which is the World Cup. No player, and I don't think there will be any player, maybe in the future to come, that will score 3 goals in the World Cup. In the name of Kylian Mbappe, a reject by Cameroon, but loved by France when he came of age. We know that this guy is unsettled currently now. I just think that after the Champions League final, he will come out with the news to where he will play next. And that is why he's keeping things on cool. I think his mind is no longer in that club. Let's tell ourselves the truth, except something will change. Maybe it will be in light of, but he knows that he will want to add the Champions League to his CV in future. He's barely 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and he still have a lot of
Yeah.
football to play. Yes, outside Pele, even the likes of Messi and Ronaldo has not achieved that feat. Outside Pele, Kylian Mbappe, I think, is one of the youngest player. He will even supersede Ronaldo's record of the number of World Cups he has appeared on. A guy that has scored close to 8 goals. Is it 8 goals in the last World Cup? No players has achieved that feat outside Pele and Ronaldo de Lima. This guy can play. This guy can run. This guy has vision. He can pass ball, and he's the captain of that team and the leader of that team. I don't want to mention his figures in terms of financial figures, but he has to lead his team against a Spanish team, RB Leipzig. He has to lead that team. He has to go out there, lead the team. Him and the likes of what's this guy they signed from Germany? Um, what's his name? If
Is,
I could,
is it from
Kolo,
Germany? Colomwani.
yes, both of them have to lead the line. They are young French players with others behind them. They have to lead the line. They have to ensure that at the not at the Parc des Princes, they seal this win and move on to the next stage in this round. They have the players that can do it. Whether Luis Enrique can fashion out a plan for this team to win this match and move to the next round, only time will tell today. Tomorrow, that match will be played tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday tomorrow against RB Leipzig. Only time will tell. But how do you see PSG approaching this tricky match against Sociedad? that we all know, a very strong Sociedad team, but they are not really doing well this season. The Sociedad team are not really doing well. If you look at their standing at the Spanish La Liga, they are not really doing well. But they have to. Everybody have to play. They have to come out and play football because you can only beat what is in front of you.
Six.
Okay, they are sitting 70 in the Spanish La Liga. They've won. I think they've played. They've won. Yes, they've won 9 matches this season. Draw 10 matches and lost 5. So they are outside the European places. So let's see how they could really fashion out the team this season. Maybe a win against PSG in Parc des
I think they can.
But they can't do it. Any team can do it against PSG. If a floppy Manchester United side led by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can go to the Parc des Princes, at that time they had the likes of Neymar and get a win. Any team can do it. But I still feel that this PSG side still have much more to offer.
First of all, Real Sociedad are one of the rising teams in Spain. I know, like you said, I know that they are not where they want to be. I think they are still 7th on the table, like you didn't say. So that he went to the Lewis Campani in Barcelona a few weeks ago, I think almost 3 weeks ago, and beat Barcelona by that 5-4 thriller. They have players like Soloth, top striker Brian Mendes. They have players like Sadiq Umar, who also plays for Nigeria. We have a Nigerian interest in this encounter. Brian Mendes, they have a good team, man. They may not be where they were last season because they were flying and they got Champions League football. But if there's any team that can give Paris Saint-Germain a run for their money, this Spanish team, they play fluid football. I watch them play. See, they play the typical Spanish game. Brian Mendes stringing passes left, right, and center. Especially their 2 strikers, Diego Solot. That guy came back to me. PSG's strength is always going to be the attacking line, like you did say. Kolo Muane, Kylian Mbappe, Mr. France, who, like you said, his heart is neither here nor there. We hear that he is not happy with the new offer by Madrid. That if he is far below what the offer when they first came for him in March of 2022. But what do you expect? But you should give you that same amount of money. They know you are desperate. So I think his mind is not really that the Paris Saint-Germain's history. If he can help them to win the Champions League the year he leaves, something the likes of Lionel Messi failed to do, Neymar failed to do, Zlatan Ibrahimovic failed to do, Edison Cavani failed to do, Lavezzi failed to do,
and he failed to do as well.
Players failed to do. So if he does not Paris Saint-Germain, he becomes like not a god. He becomes not a demigod. That means that word. In Paris Saint-Germain. They've got some good Pereira, but they're actually doing their back line. They're strong. Paris Saint-Germain is coming to this game on good form, like I said earlier. They are 11 points clear in the French League. They beat Lille 3-1 in their last league game. And they're coming in this game with so much zest and so much swagger. Now, this is what I think. That this game in Parc des Princes will have a big say on who qualifies for the next round of the Champions League. If Real Sociedad can go to the Parc des Princes in our accountancy, due diligence, not too flamboyant, not too exceptional, but does the job they expect them to do. Keep those attacking threats at bay. Score a goal if possible. Don't forget, there is no away goal rule. So if they win you 2-1, all you need to do is win 1 goal and go to extra time. It doesn't change anything. So keep their shape, wait for the chance. But it's difficult. They love to pass the ball. They also want to play position baseball, and that may, they may play into the head of Paris Saint-Germain, who would rather prefer them to have the possession, and they use the speed of Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Colomboane, and cause havoc. So I want to, because that is what the Real Sociedad want. They don't want to play the Spanish Choco Bonito tiki-taka, or they don't want to qualify for the next round of the championship. It depends on that. I want to wait and see how they do with Campania in Barcelona. I tell you, this Real Sociedad team, I beg your pardon, can pick a result from Parc des Princes. But if the Parc des Princes, the Paris Saint-Germain faithfuls do not get a victory, not just a victory, an emphatic victory at Parc des Princes, they could be kissing each other good fast early as the round of 16. They need to, what the Paris Saint-Germain need to do right now is kill the game off at home. Because going to Anoeta is not an easy place to go and ask even the Man Cities, the Real Madrids of this world. Anoeta is not a good place to play good football. Their fans alone is one, and the fact that they can stifle you, they seem to have that aura played at home. They seem to have that dominance. So, Saint-Germain will know that this game could come in handy if they will be in the quarterfinal. But I think to me, Paris Saint-Germain are still the favorite. You said already, the squad alone can get two of the squad in Real Sociedad. They've got players who are far has done, But at the end of the day, we saw it. If Newcastle could spank Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 at the St. James's Park, if Newcastle go to Parc des Princes and give them a match, first Paris Saint-Germain was in to a draw, then Real Sociedad can believe. But I said it now boils down to what do Real Sociedad want? Do they want to set up to win the game, or they want to come and play football? Or do they think they can go to Paris Saint-Germain? I think if they come out to play their game, they will just play to the head of play.
Okay. Let's see if Real Sociedad will shock Paris Saint-Germain at the Parc des Princes and take something home, or will the likes of Mbappe, Dembele, and Colomboane come to the party and lead PSG to the next round of the Champions League with an emphatic win over Real Sociedad. Let's move on to the last match of this week fixture, which is between SS Lazio versus Bayern Munich. We know what is, like I said, I mentioned this in the opening introduction of these fixtures. We know that still they are the third or second on the list in terms of favorite to win the Champions League after City and Real Madrid. Bayern Munich are built for the Champions League, just as the way Real Madrid, Man City now are also catching up, building a team for the Champions League as well.
Yeah,
these are teams that can always get to the quarterfinals, semifinals of the Champions League because they are built for the Champions League. We know that, and we know that domestically they are having challenges with the resurgence of Xavi Alonso and his Bayern Leverkusen side that have been unbeaten for who knows how many matches, 52 matches. I think they've broken the second record of Bayern Munich. Now they are heading to looking at the first one, or to equal the first. How will I put it? The first, which is 53. So they are 52 match unbeaten. They want to break that. They want to equal that record and break the record. And I don't see anything in that league that will stop them with the way they are playing. But we are talking about Bayern Munich now. They will be traveling to Lazio. How do you think they should approach this match against this Lazio side that is led by this journeyman? What do we call his name? Just slip off from my head, but it's led by this journeyman that
Ciro Immobile.
Ciro Immobile that played for Dortmund. Yes, he has a German links.
Yeah.
Before he has played for Dortmund, and now he's back home playing for his boyhood club, Lazio. So how do you think Bayern Munich should approach this tricky match, knowing fully well psychologically they were dealt a blow over the weekend by their league rivals? How do you think they should go about it? They have the players, not that they don't have the players. They have the firing power in the likes of Harry Kane. But how should they approach this match?
First of all, it's a battle between two quality managers. The battle of Mauricio Sarri, Bayern Munich, who is under massive pressure, like you did see after that 3-0 drubbing by Bayer Leverkusen at the Bay Arena in the Bundesliga. But this game is the Champions League. Like we said, the Champions League is a different ball game from the league games. The Lazio as well are coming from a 3-1 victory against Cagliari, Italian Serie A, with Ciro Immobile. Not forgetting this man, former Newcastle player, Felipe Anderson, both on target in that encounter. But the fact that Lazio still hosts this game at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome gives them an edge. Lazio, like we saw in the group stages, are no pushover. I think it's called in the group stage for them, a powerful header in the 9 minutes of the game. They've got a beautiful midfield. I think one of the best they've got. Despite the fact they lost Fabian Ruiz, but they've got some quality player in Luis Alberto at the out of their midfield. Ciro Immobile, Pedro as well. These are players who are at Barcelona, during this time with Pep Guardiola. So it's not as if this Lazio team are pushovers. But for Bayern Munich, it's about saving face. I think the problem with Bayern Munich is that they have so many players right now in the doctor's office that they more or less don't have a bench.
Yeah.
That's the. I think 8 players are out. Backline is like the backline that has Delete and Diaz and Eric Dyer, beg your pardon, as a centre back partner because of the fact that all their defenders are either out injured, like Upamecano, they're all out injured. Upamecano is having a game time because they're major.
He played the last match.
First,
Upamecano is back. He played the last match against. Can you hear me?
Yeah, and this guy who plays like. Upamecano is back, but like I said, you want to throw him straight into the deep end, like the Champions League of this magnitude. We want to place him with players that are fully fit, who have been playing for some time now, Eric Dyer, and of course, Delete, who's also been here. He's been looked out by many clubs in Europe. He's not really happy with the game time he's having at Bayern Munich.
He has never been happy with the game time he had.
Look at the right back position there and the left back. Alphonso Davies is out injured. I know what that. Alphonso Davies, the left back, is out injured. Now this guy is not playing too much game that you want him to play. Jamal Musiala, you want to ease him closely to the starting level, but he's playing so much game right now because of the injury worries. And I think if you listen to Thomas Tuchel, he kept on reminding us how many injuries he's got after the loss against Bayern Leverkusen. But it's like always, managers is deal with it. Unfortunately, he has failed to deal with it rightly so, and that is why they're 5 points adrift leaders by Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. But this is a different ball game. But I believe we know them. Despite all the injury worries, despite all the struggles in the Bundesliga, they are favorites in this encounter. Like you said, they have like Lazio. It's about making history for themselves. They've always flattered to deceive at some point. They were not even qualified for the Champions League. It was more or less Europa League. But right now, Mauricio Sarri, he seems to be doing something right with Lazio. They've already got their chance in the big league. And they've not disappointed. About their group stage games, they fight. Ciro Immobile leading from the line as the captain of the team shows they fight. They have some players who have played for the top teams in Italian Serie A. The likes of Romagnola look like a team who have gathered some experienced players across the Italian Serie A. So for me, yet again, I believe for Bayern Munich, this game may not be too important to how well they qualify, because we know what they can do at the Allianz Arena in Germany. When they score one, they score two. When they score 3, they score 4. And they got a guy who is very hungry for goals. His name is Harry Kane. I think he's got 27 goals so far in the Polish League. No player come close to Harry Kane. The latest, I think, is Grassi with 17. The boy is Harry Kane is scoring goals and scoring with reckless abandon. And on his day, if he hits his stride, if he's playing the best football of his life, look at the defense of do not. I stand to be corrected. I think he's the best striker right now in European football. Somebody else can bring another name. I'll wait and see. Not even Erling Haaland. The guy is too experienced. He's too composed. Left, right, legs, headers. He can. So it's just by the way we play that the guy gets a grip of the game and gets them the goal. For Lazio, this game is key. Thank God they're not having so many injury worries. I looked into their injury book since most of their key players are available. And they have more of their players available for this encounter. But something for this game at the Stadio Olimpico, if they should be playing the quarterfinal of the Champions League, they must get a win. Something in local say something light, something to hold, not to take to the Allianz Arena, because if they get a draw in this game, if Bayern beats them in this game, it's as good as finished. It's not like from this, like life support. When someone is about to die, you begin to get the oxygen and you're pumping. And hoping for the best but expecting the worst, you know. That is the way to be if Lazio does not get something from this game. This game is very important to Lazio and their life in the Champions League. For Bayern Munich, it's about not losing scandalously. It's about they would score in this game. But I think it's very interesting because I think Lazio too understand the play and attacking brand of football. We call it Sarri-ball. Remember his time in the Premier League. He loves to attack and attack and attack. So let's expect Sarri-ball taking on the mighty power of Bayern Munich. I think one of the best games to watch on Wednesday. Trust me, I'll be sitting down with my popcorn and my drink and sitting down to watch what happens in Italy. But come on, if he wants to make an impact in this Champions League campaign.
Okay, you want to make an impact in this Champions League campaign. Now get your crystal ball ready because we will come into the final and the most exciting part of this discussion. After the short break, we'll come to the Welcome back to Fancy Football. We are talking about the Champions League fixtures for this week. Now, so Arinzechi, you have your crystal ball ready, or do you have your crystal ball ready?
Okay, I do have my crystal ball ready.
Let's start now.
Let's start. It was charging in the sun.
Not charging in the sun.
Which am I starting with?
Let's start with FC Copenhagen versus Manchester City. I know you will say it's a no-brainer. City will win, but let's start with that. FC Copenhagen, Manchester City, please.
No brainer. Man City to win that game convincingly by 3-1. I think Man City will concede because they are playing away from home, but they'll have enough firepower to get 3 goals and they win by 3 goals.
Okay, City to win by 3-1.
Man City win by 3-1.
Okay, next match, Real Madrid versus RB Leipzig versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, 1-3. Copenhagen 1, Man City 3.
Okay, Copenhagen 1, Man City 3. To RB Leipzig versus Real Madrid. Quickly, please.
This is quite dicey. RB Leipzig are good playing at home, and I can bet them that they would score. With the backline of Cavaya and Trameni, boy, oh boy, there is goals to be scored for RB Leipzig. So I'll go with a draw in this encounter. It would end 2-2. RB Leipzig 2, Real Madrid 2.
RB Leipzig 2, Real Madrid 2. Okay, PSG versus Real Sociedad at the Parc des Princes.
PSG should have the higher, the superpower, but Real Sociedad are no pushovers as well. I'm going to go with the gamble on this one. I think Real Sociedad will go to Parc des Princes and would win that game by 2-1. It is Paris Saint-Germain 1, Real Sociedad 2.
Okay, you have your reasons for that. Finally, Lazio versus Bayern Munich.
But I think they're coming from a very bad game, and it's going to play a factor in their head heading to the game against Lazio. You can't lose to your nearest rival. I'm 5-point clear by, of course. So I think for me, Lazio are beating the Bayern Munich at just right on cue, and will get a victory, but not really comprehensive. They'll get a 2-1 victory at the Stadio Olimpico. It's Lazio 2, Bayern Munich 1.
Okay, Lazio 2, Bayern Munich 1. Okay, I'll hold you in account of your one. Will come to the reaction segment. By Thursday. So Thursday is our reaction segment. We'll look at what have happened in the Champions League round of 16. Then we'll go to next Monday when we'll have the other part of the round of 16, where you have the likes of Arsenal, and co that will play next week. So the Champions League have started. By the time you hear the anthem, you all know the famous Champions League anthem. By the time you hear the anthem, you hear the Champions League song, you know football in Europe has started fully. Football in Europe, though there have been football in Europe has started fully. Also, kindly join us on Friday for our review of the top European leagues. We'll do that on Friday, midday on Friday. We'll be back here on Thursday. We'll also be back here on Friday. We'll really look at those matches. We'll also have a video for the Europa League as well. I think we'll look at the Europa League. If we have that time, we'll look at the Europa League as well. But if you are watching us, kindly subscribe to Fancy Football. Hit the notification bell, like, subscribe on our video. I think that will help us go far, help us grow the channel, and help us really move the channel forward. But for those that have been watching us since, thank you so much for watching Fancy Football. Thank you so much for being part of this family. And we are one big family in Fancy Football. And thanks to the sport Bishop for being tremendous over the course of even the AFCON. And now we are going to something else, which is the Europa Champions League. Thank you so much, Nonso Adedeji, for being part of the show. We'll continue to appreciate you on this channel. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you for those that are watching us also. We'll be back here on Thursday and Friday as well. Thank you.